What is going on, everyone? How you are doing? I feel so good about the first couple of videos in this four-part series. Great feedback, great conversation. Everyone has their own, ins and outs of doing things or saying what they feel if two bottoms can make it last a relationship, can they formulate a relationship? They need a top or what whatever your rationale response was. So I appreciate everything. So today we are going to the part three, and as you see by my intro and my title, what if neither partner wants to talk? So we already answered the question whether two bottoms can be in a relationship, but here is the question I know everyone keeps asking. What happens when neither person ever wants to talk? Is that a deal breaker for you all, or are people, other people, focusing on the wrong thing? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, if two bottoms can date, what happens to if one of the bottoms decide, hey Bill, for example, I don't want to talk, and then they'll come right back around and say the same thing. Hey babe, I don't want to talk either. So we are in a little impasse, impasse, sorry, I'm screwing the word. But this is the point where I always say that the sexual compatibility talk has to happen up front. Let's get these questions and concerns out the air as soon as possible, because what happens is that we get comfortable when it comes to dating our potential partners. We don't want to have those viral questions, or most anticipated questions up front that we need to discuss. Because again, at the end of the day, we are two individuals who are on a quote unquote unorthodox relationship, because it's not the traditional norm that we see amongst our peers, friends, and then in the community as a whole. So we get to this point now. We are two bottoms who don't know if one of us feel comfortable to talk one another. Even though we got the same thing in between our legs, just like everybody else. But there's the other these other factors too, because again, it may not just be from a comfortable point of view. It could be from a medical point of view. Then you may have some medical issues where you are unable to sustain yourself while penetrating your partner. So it could be other issues, or more it could be mental, that you feel like you may not be big enough, or whether your partner just don't be satisfied, by your size, or may not enjoy your size. So those factors also play in part, as well as you may um, not be comfortable your partner touching your manhood. You can call it that, for purposes, we may not be comfortable your partner touching you down in that area, because it's just not, it could be a mental block or thing, or something you just don't feel, you don't want to be disturbed, during that time. So it's a lot of factors that plays a part why one bottom may not want to top his partner, who is also the bottom, you know. So in that course, let's set expectation versus reality. So expectations to me sounds more of like a demand. Like, you expected to do this within a relationship, but the reality of it all ain't gonna happen. So if we set our expectations on how we're going to formulate this relationship as two bottoms, then we gotta make sure they are realistic. Because again, I can't promise you the moon, the sun, the stars, and knowing damn well I can't get that back in return. So those expectations need to be, again, realistic. They need to be something that we can obtain. They are obtainable perspectives, they're obtainable goals, things we can do. Because if you set that bar so high, You gotta make sure you continue to do it. Don't expect me to be all gun ho, or when something goes wrong, or something that you can't fulfill no more. You know, like they do at the Miss Universe from the run up. Is if Miss Universe is someone feels to serve her time as Miss Universe, then the run up will take over. No, I need you to keep that expectation. I need you to reign all the way through this relationship, not just for 12 months. No, you have to. So again, this is come at the expectation that you guys are setting, but again, it's the realistic. Because you know, life happens. Life will take you from plan A to plan M, and you don't know what and of course can happen over time. So my thing is that go come together, talk about the reality of it all. Don't set your expectations, because to me it's goes to the entire plan for failure. Set realistic goals, realistic things you want to formulate in this relationship, how the dynamics going to be, especially from the sexual part aspect of it, and make that your primary reason and goals to sustain yourself while in this relationship, this dynamic. Because again, the expectation should not outweigh the realistic goals that you both have set. Also, communication and compromise. Now, we did discuss a lot of this back in the first two parts of the series, that communication with together is always and always able to be key. And I did express my concern that a lot of guys, especially the gay men, do not know how to communicate, even though they can tell you verbatim, this is what I do, this is who I am. You know, I want to make sure we talk on the regular, we do this on the regular, all this stuff, fluff, 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 fluff. But in reality, they don't hold up that to their expectation. So that's why I strongly emphasize that during the initial dating part, communicate, talk it out. Talk out your concerns, talk out your wins, talk out your successes, whatever the case may be, to continue to build the core dynamics between you two. Because again, you don't want no gray areas. You don't want gray areas. Sorry, you don't want no gray areas. You don't want to fall flat, fall short. You want to both lift each other up, hold each other down, but you have to make sure that everyone has a chance to say something. Don't kind of talk one another. Listen, attentive listening, and make sure you get all your grievances or whatever you need to express to your partner out in the open. And don't go on the tangent of saying stuff that you want them to hear. No, you come off as authentic, truthful, and honest. Because at the end of the day, whether you guys last or work it out or you don't work it out, at least you came in, of course, authentically yourself. You didn't come in with the lies, you start led with the truth. And those who don't know, if you start off with truth, where's the lies going to come in? Going to come in. One that goes first, leads off with the truth, has always the upper hand in this dynamic. So don't be afraid to express and talk honestly again. And of course, by this being a different dynamic, yes, it's going to be some compromise. It's going to be some compromise. So I'm saying a lot of guys don't think the whole monogamous, non-monogamous situation will work, but it's based on your dynamic. And again, that's probably another series that I can wait to get to dive more into. Stay tuned for that. little shameless plug. Anywho, we get back on topic. So, compromise. Yes, it's going to be things that you both all have to compromise and come together. You're going to agree, disagree. Whether you say, hey, we're going to try to do the topping for one another, or we're going to invite someone in, play separate or play solo. Well, there will be some ground rules and some standards that we have to set in place before we embark on this new journey. So, well, are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to allow your partner to get rounds by another person? or do you want to watch or not watch, listen, hear about it, don't want to hear about it, don't want to listen to what happened? These things, like I said, compromise. That's coming together, talking out thoroughly. That communication, of course, will be always gonna be a big piece of this, and realizing what are you willing to let go, give up, or agree to. So again, tough conversations, but it needs to be had in order to continue to build your self as a partnership. But if you don't say nothing, like the old saying goes, closed mouths don't get fed. So you need to be as vocal and open as possible and real. So definitely do that. Different ways couples build intimacy. Now, of course, a lot of couples, of course, especially in my community, are the top dollar. That's the dynamic. But it's not all about the penetration or the orification. If people always want to tie that part in to say, okay, well, if I can't get penetrated or you can get penetrated, then the bottom, then we won't work or this relationship won't work. Intimacy has is a host of things. You can enjoy each other intimately in bed, out of bed. It's so much stuff you can do. And that's why all the kinks and fetishes comes in the play. You have different apparatus, toys, gadgets. You have different things you can do outside the bedroom, play a little role playing. It is so many different avenues that you can embark on legally and safely. Might have to now. There's some people who won't try to do some things outside. So if you go do if that's with your heart and gut and taking you to do, hey, you kind of take the risk, play it safe. I'm just saying. But building intimacy comes over time. That's where that true connection happens when two individuals decide that hey, we want to make it, we're going to make this work, we're going to continue to grow, and develop and grow a dynamic relationship organically. Not just rush into something because we feel like our time is up and we gotta vacate this earth, but we gotta make sure we in one relationship before we leave. But again, we have no say so when our expiration date is coming. So while we in here trying to focus on trying to find a suitable partner, that partner could be right in front of our faces this whole time, but we so set way on trying to build this perfect image of a man. He has to have this, he has to have this, have this, have this. And you are wasting time. Now, not to say it's not good to manifest what you want out of a potential mate, partner, lover. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's be, again, realistic. You want this person, and then when the universe hands them to you, you don't know how to handle them. But this is what you want. This is what you've been dreaming about. This is what you've been, oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you some DR Ward. That's from old school people. All this praying, hoping, wishing, and you finally got the man, but you don't know how to deal with him. Because now all the reflections, all the insecurities, all the things that is built inside of you is going to be within him. Because what the saying goes, you are who you attract. So damn well you have some inner turmoil going on within your body or your energy is all thrown off. It's going to reflect in your mate. Like attracts like. So it means that whoever you are internally that you have not faced or dealt with is going to show up in your mate. Now I know it's far from the topic of intimacy, but again, it's about growing and getting to know someone and developing that bond. Because intimacy, again, takes on it's a whole nother subject in itself. So, I mean, you could be intimate with someone, but you truly enjoy them. Or you think about them, do you praise them? I mean, what is it that drives you to continue to do that with that said person? So, couples will develop their own thing, intimacy. It's not a set role, it's not a set program that you have to follow. Couples will do that. So again, the connection that when you first start dating someone, that's what builds into this, to the intimacy, the true intimacy. Instead of saying, okay, well, we all did our thing and now it's time to go. Or you give them that ghost energy where you stop talking or, whatever case may be, you just don't want to have nothing else to do with them. So again, excuse me, build up the connection, build up the trust, respect, then love will follow. And trust me, the energy and intimacy and the passion behind you two, what you have cultivated over the course of the months and years, is going to always be legit. It's going to be good. Take it from me. It's about the discovery of oneself, knowing who you are, what you want, meaning that exact same person on that same energy wavelength as you are, cultivating and developing that special bond, nothing forced, everything is organic, everything is true, everything is loved and is respected. That's how you continue to have those great intimate moments. And then you can expand on that. I mean, you can just go balls to the wall what you want to do. Oh, babe, I'm into this. Oh, babe, I'm into that. They might not be into it, but baby, they say, hey, I'm going to give it a shot, And he may go into his tangent about stuff he enjoys or wants to try. I never did. And you have these conversations, have the open conversation, open dialogues, and that energy that said, okay, we're gonna do this, set the ground rules, said what we're gonna do, bam, done it. You might not never want to do it again, or you may want to push it off to later on. But it's the intimate moment that you have because again, you two are a item. You are two an item. All right, I know I've been going on a tangent with that. So why every relationship is unique? There's no set relationship, no set standard. And people try to say they are, or they are the standard relationship, or the standard gay relationship, they lie. Lie to you and lie to themselves. Because every relationship has its pros and cons, everybody has its ups and downs. We all have good, bad moments. It's a different, unique relationship, whether it's again two bottoms, two tops, two birds, whatever, a bottom, a top, whatever it is, poly, open, whatever the dynamic of the relationship is, it's unique because it involves the people that's in it. Because if you come in the relationship in the dating world authentic and saying who you are truly, then there's no reason for someone to say, oh, he's cheating on me. If you already set the open tone, you already told your truth. No one can spray you with your own words or your own history. Because that was a lot of, and again, that's a whole different story, a whole different video for another day. But the relationship and the dynamics that you two have built and again cultivated over the course of months and years, hopefully not over the weeks, because if you're saying you are tired with someone and you've been dating less than 3 months, then you might want to revisit this relationship thing. Trust me, I've been there, so I can speak on it honestly and openly, yes. And if you want to know about it, I think, a 6-part series of mine own personal truth and story from my perspective. That's available on my YouTube page. Anywho, but yes, every relationship is going to be unique. It's going to be different. Whether you have two people who just don't engage in penetration. Some may just be oral or whatever this side is. You know, I wish. Yeah, that's another thing in itself. But anyway, but you have individuals who cultivate their relationship the way they want it. This is how they feel the relationship should go. This is what they choose to do. So a lot of people may say, "Oh my God, I can't believe him too like that," or "I can't believe he will touch somebody else while he's around him at the bar," or "he would kiss someone." You don't know what these individuals have said for themselves in their relationship. That's them. Stop making judgment assumptions as things that you don't even have a clue about. Let people love who they are with, because at the end of the day, they chose this individual. You didn't. So why are you going on a rant and rave about things that you don't have no clue about? Unless you are part of their relationship dynamic, then you shouldn't be offering your 2 cents or neither a damn dime on what they do in their relationship. Leave stuff alone. Leave people alone. Let people enjoy that. Now, whatever they do, if they rather do it like that continuously, or if they're going to grow, develop, do something different, they will be the one that make the decision, because it's their relationship. I don't give a flying big Nugent it's what other people do in a relationship, because it don't involve me. It don't involve me. So whether they decide they want to add a third, have a fourth partner over there in Australia, let them do them and let them and live their life the way they choose to live. You worry about you getting yourself together, or keep asking why you keep being single, or why you keep going to the same places and expecting different results, but you keep doing the same thing over and over again. You worry about working on you. Leave people other relationships out of this. This has nothing to do with you. But that's, let me get off my soapbox. That's just my little take on it. But anywho, we're going to end this video. I appreciate you guys so much for your comments, your suggestions, your feedback, the conversation that you have doing on my social media platforms. Because again, we need to know. We need to have these honest, open conversation and dialogue. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a perspective on this topic. Everyone has their own way of seeing the dynamic happens, either from their eyes or they know someone, so they are fully aware. But anywho, if you like this video, please, and you haven't seen the first 2 parts, I encourage you to go to my channel, and the first 2 part of the series are there for viewers. So before you click on this video, please go to the first 2, part 1, part 2, and then come back to part 3, and let's have a good conversation about it, chat up. All right, so leave your thoughts in the comments, and please, as a reminder, let's keep the comments respectful. Bashing over here. This is not what we do. We joke, we kiki, we have a good time, and we just be real, authentic, and truthful about matters of our community that need to be addressed, need to be open. So let's keep that respectful conversation going, and always like, comment, share, and subscribe to me, the more unfiltered, for honest conversations about relationship and the Black culture and unfiltered discussion. Till then, stay tuned for part 4